Hey, it's the announcement guy. I'm over in the Blue Bear room and just putting a little focus on our volunteers today. Thank you for being volunteers. Thank you for teaching. Thank you, too. And it's just a great way to get to know people. It's a great way to serve, and just, it's fun. This is where I started, in a classroom just like this, and it just led to so many great things for me, and it will for you, too. So if you'd like to learn more about being a volunteer, go onto our website. Here's what's coming up.
Volunteers, we are so grateful for you, and we want to honor and celebrate you at our Volunteer Appreciation event this Friday, October 28th. This year's theme is Alice in Wonderland, so dress up in your best festive costume or just come as you are for this great celebration. Visit the events page at milehighchurch.org for details. The holiday season can be a challenging and emotional time for many who have experienced a significant loss. Navigating the Holidays After Loss is a workshop that offers grief support and help with creating new traditions and rituals to reinvent your holiday in a loving and meaningful way. Navigating the Holidays After Loss is on Saturday, November 5th. Visit the classes page at milehighchurch.org for workshop details and registration.
Most human beings I know have an undercurrent story going on that they're just not enough. That they're just not lovable enough, smart enough, talented enough, beautiful enough, tall enough, thin enough, whatever it might be. We've invited Rhonda Britton to be with us on Friday, November 4th for a self-acceptance celebration, because we believe to be the healthiest version of ourselves, we have to love and accept ourselves. And it's from that we can go out and make changes and live out our life and have our dreams come true. Join us Friday, November 4th in our sanctuary or online with Rhonda Britton. I'm going to be there. I can't wait. See you then.
So yeah, we're thankful for our volunteers today, and volunteers are all over the campus. You'll see them with name tags on. You can be a part of it. It's a great way to get involved in the church, get to know people, and to have fun. That's why we're here, isn't it?
Have a great week!
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. There is no holding back the power in this room right now, rising up as a force of love so high it can't come down. Every soul is a soul on fire, burning bright with the light of life. Here we are, open wide, there's no place we can hide. We sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Spirit move, our hands and feet. Spirit move, everything. Spirit move, in the space between. Spirit move, like a river deep and wide, rolling out like a mighty flood. Love's filling every heart and pouring out of us. Feel it breaking down these walls, building everybody up. It's taking over now, there's no way it can stop. So we sing
Thank you, Denise Rosier, Randy Chavez on guitar, Mile High All-Stars. So grateful for them. Good morning, everyone. So wonderful to see each and every one of you this morning. This wonderful spiritual sanctuary here in person and online where we can come back to our authentic truth. It's so important when we seem to live in a world where everyone seems to be fighting for us to see their view of the world in their particular way. We can come here and take a deep breath and remember our authentic truth, our authentic vision, the authentic foundation that we build each day by dedicating ourselves to living a spiritual life, and we can reap the benefits. And it's so good to be surrounded by people doing the exact same thing, isn't it? So wonderful to see you. If you are new to Mile High Church, we love to recite our vision and mission statement each week. It's coming up on the screens here if you want to say it along with me. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. And it's a volunteer recognition Sunday today, and so I just want to begin by giving thanks for everyone who created this space here and online for us to step into today. Every greeter, every usher, every youth volunteer that greeted our children, all the incredible service that helps create this spiritual sanctuary for us to enter into. So just taking a deep breath of sacred honoring of them, we honor all of those who are a beacon of light in our world as we move into this time of song and of prayer.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
How wonderful it is to come together this morning in spiritual community, whether we are here in person or watching online. We are all connected with that divine heart. And how wonderful to see and be seen, to acknowledge and be acknowledged. For that is the true essence of spiritual community. And as I watched that glorious sunrise this morning, I felt the power and presence of the divine. And as I watch each orange, red, and yellow leaf falling to the ground, I sense the breath of God. And I'll also acknowledge that that breath of God moves in, through, and around me, and moves in, through, and around every person here. And so we take a deep breath and we allow that creative intelligence, that divine presence to express as us. Each of us beautifully unique and wonderfully created in the image of the divine. And this morning I am so grateful for all of those who come together to support this lighthouse that we call Mile High Church. All of our teams, all of our staff, all of our amazing volunteers. So very grateful for all who create Mile High. It belongs to each and every one of us. And so I know that as I release these words into that beautiful alchemy of love and law, I know that all is well, because all is God, and so it is.
I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night, a perfect thought since time began. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. Its power in my hands. I am called by the voice that speaks of truth and joy. Forever blessed where I stand. Let's affirm it together. I
Today's inspirational thoughts come from Carl Jung. I have frequently seen people become neurotic when they content themselves with inadequate or wrong answers to the questions of life. They seek position, marriage, reputation, outward success, or money, and remain unhappy and neurotic even when they have attained what they are seeking. Such people are usually confined within too narrow a spiritual horizon. Their life is not sufficient in content or sufficient in meaning. If they are enabled to develop into more spacious personalities, the neurosis generally disappears. For that reason, the idea of development was always of the highest importance to me. And from Edith Wharton, there are only two ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it.
My love is a river overflowing. My soul is a fire with embers glowing. I am the essence of divine expression. I am a vessel of God. Of God. My hands reach down to the meek and the helpless. My legs stand up for the ones without voices. I march to the beat of a servant's heart. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. My words speak of comfort and acceptance. My actions spring from a place of wholeness. My light shines on and on. I am a vessel of God. Of God. I am a vessel of God. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with that power. Fill me with that love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with that power. Fill me with that love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with that power. Fill me with that love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with that love. Fill me with the spirit. Fill me with the goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with that love. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God.
Denise Rosier, thank you so much. Takes the time with her wife, Christy, to drive all the way here from Colorado Springs in the morning. So grateful for you. Randy, thank you. Bijou, Mike, Rob Lowe. The best of the best. Good morning, everyone. I mentioned it's Volunteer Recognition Sunday, so I'll just begin by asking if you volunteer here at Mile High Church in any way, shape, or form. Will you just identify yourself so we can acknowledge you? So grateful. Having a big party here on Friday, 6 p.m., Alice in Wonderland theme. Hope you can let us celebrate you. I do just want to randomly call a few of you out, so I hope I'm not embarrassing you, but it just shows you these incredible people and how they show up. And the first person I'm going to acknowledge is James. Serves on our safety team, serves in our choir, is here maybe as much, if not more than I am. And you serve with such humility, such honesty, such kindness. A safety team, sometimes you're supposed to be invisible, so I'm sorry I'm putting the spotlight. But it's been so great getting to know you, the incredible father you have with children serving in our U.S. military, and all the kindness that you bring to us. Thank you so much, James. Somewhere over there, I saw, where's Betty? There is Betty hiding behind Jim, another wonderful volunteer who works with our youth. But Betty Archuleta serves in so many capacities here on our Make a Difference team. She wraps the presents for our giving tree each year. With Lisa and Paula, they just held a chili cook-off to support our Harvest of Love drive. If there's a volunteer event here, she is here lifting us up. Thank you so much, Betty, for your kindness, your depth. And just one more. I saw Carol Swanson here today. Where are you, Carol? She's right by in the same row. It was so great to hug you this morning. Carol just finished a stint on our board of trustees, serves as a practitioner here. And you're someone, Carol, just to me, you have such a steadfastness, such a hopefulness about you that whenever I see you, I'm uplifted, reminded to be optimistic about life and the universe. You're such a presence of heart, and so grateful for you. And it's true of all of our volunteers. I wish we could go around to each and every person. That might be a good sermon. It would just go a little bit long. So thank you for your service, and know that our incredible leader of volunteers, Reverend Jackie Harris, so grateful for her and so grateful for Ken Nakamura, and they're going to be there with Stacy Butters, and we need more volunteers. So they're going to be at a table over by the doors, and it's just a wonderful way to be a beacon of light, to say, I've been served by this place, I'm going to create an environment to help serve others. It's a wonderful thing to do, and that thing of honoring people, just do that 3 times a day and you'll be happy for the rest of your life. Right? What a good practice. What a good practice. So we're continuing our adventure in faith this morning, leading with light, living from your inner constellation of truth. This topic today is a diversity of stars. It's all about how we are all of the same light, but we all shine uniquely. And to share some words from our founder, Ernest Holmes, as the inner light dawns, it delivers the outer life from bondage. When the soul knows freedom, the law will free the body, and the outer life will express health, happiness, and success. The key to living a life of fulfillment is leading with the light of who you are. It's leading with your inner beauty, your inner courage, your inner tenacity, your inner grace, your inner sacredness. All of these things are true about you. Why would we waste our time living from or for anyone or anything else? This statement from Holmes encapsulates our whole philosophy, that by living from the spirit of who we are, we co-create with a spiritual power an awesome life. Doesn't mean there's not challenges, but by living from that light, we co-create the most amazing blessings, the most amazing experiences, the deepest understandings of truth. And the first point I want to make today is that we all shine. We all shine. I remember an old song, Mr. Rabbit. Every little soul must shine. Every little soul must shine. We all shine. And you can't teach people how to shine. You can build an environment for them. You can inspire them. You can encourage them, but we all shine organically. But you know what you can teach someone? How not to shine. A lot of us who might be feeling dim have to come to understand that no matter how challenging things are around us, we're working against our own nature. Our nature to be the happiness that we are, to be the fulfillment that we are, to be the hope that we are. When we're dimming our light, we're denying that truth of ourselves, often because we've taught ourselves or someone else told us we shouldn't shine. Hey, your light's too bright over there, knock it off. Hey, your light's getting in the way of my light, step aside. Your shining offends me. I'm afraid to shine my light. What if someone sees who I really am and rejects me? I'm in an unhappy time in my life. I'm going to withhold my light from everyone around me. No. Shine your light. We all shine uniquely. And the more we get in touch with our inner constellation of truth, the more we lead with light, the more we see it abundantly all around us. Not getting caught up in anyone else's glare. James Thurber, the great humorist, he said there are two types of light. There's the glow that illuminates, and there's the glare that obscures. I invite you to ask yourself this morning, am I living in the glow that illuminates or in the glare that obscures? The glow that illuminates connects us with our highest truth, with our light of aspiration, with who we're here to be. It's a constant reminder, revealing to us why we're here, to love the people we love, to courageously stretch and to grow and to deepen, to see the sacred in all of life and remind people that it's there. The glow that illuminates puts you in touch with the eternal part of who you are. It's that ability to step outside on a beautiful evening and behold the constellations of stars, both around and within you, that hold the wholeness of all of life together, no matter what chaos may be taking place in the world. The glare that obscures is when you walk out to look at that nighttime sky, and there's all that manufactured light that blinds you to the truth, that distracts you. It's the glare that tells you you're not good enough. It's the glare that tells you the world is falling apart. It's the glare that tells you that life is about the pursuit of other things than what is sacred and meaningful. There's a great little Twitter feed out there that's got one of those flip book animations, and it tells the story of how too many people are living our lives. It starts with a little boy, and there's the sun up there with a little clock on it, and he moves along and he grows up a little bit and he starts chasing money. Here he is. He moves along a little bit more, chasing. He gets older and older and older, and before you know it, it's the end. Right? Talk about climbing up the ladder and realizing it's up against the wrong wall, right? Nothing wrong with pursuing and accepting our abundance, but if we're not in alignment with living with what's most important to us, what are we living for? We're dimming that light and missing out on the gifts that life has to bring us, to offer us, to inspire us. When we get caught up in the glare, we stop believing in our inner light. We start diminishing it and diminishing ourselves in the process. I think Gilda Radner put it wonderfully in her memoir, It's Always Something. She said, while we have the gift of life, it seems to me the only tragedy is to allow part of us to die. Whether it's our spirit, our creativity, or our glorious uniqueness. Yes, your uniqueness is glorious when you trust in it, when you live from it, when you explore it, when you don't hide it under the bushel, but allow it to express in so many different aspects of your life. It is also true that we should never think we have to dim our light so another can shine. You never have to dim your light so another can shine. Because I'll explain, it's not helping them shine at all. How many of us have been in a position where we have faked unhappiness in order to support someone's worldview and way of life that's miserable? Anybody? I have. How many of us have denied doing something that we know might fulfill us, asking for and getting a promotion at work, or moving to take a job across the other side of the country because we're too afraid that it might cause some resentment or jealousy? It might rock the boat or make someone upset that we're moving on to something higher and better for ourselves. Anybody? How many of us have dimmed our light in order to support someone's worldview that things are separate or awful, or because we think they need that attention? Now, there are sacrifices that we all have to make. When April and I had Nancy June, we know that romantic getaways weren't going to be on the agenda for a while. Sleep was going to be different. In your own relationships, you have to set boundaries and make compromises. Honey, I think you're going to need to shine your light outside for a while. When George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life has his wedding day on the day the stock market crashes, and he uses the money for his honeymoon instead to save the people of Bedford Falls, he's making a sacrifice, but he's learning to shine his light in a different way. What I'm talking about is repressing your light, holding back your truth in order to help someone maintain their view of reality that in truth is not your own. Ernest Holmes tells us, you harm no one by being happy. Hear that. You harm no one by being happy. You take from no one by committing to be your best self. You rob no one by committing to living a fulfilling life. In fact, doing this helps create the best possibilities for people to step up and live in incredible ways as well. We can't shine for them, but we can shine and let our light be an example. Holmes goes on, he says, you cannot be responsible for the acceptance of others. Each is an individual. Though you poured an ocean of love over one, he must receive it. A bucket that is turned upside down, even in a cloudburst, will not be filled. And know that if it's just about turning your own bucket upside down to be receptive to the light of truth, that it can spill upon others and support them on their way. There's a consequence for many of us in this teaching, in that as we learn more and more about the truth of who we are and the truth of life, we start to outgrow the consciousness of many of our relationships. And it's kind of hard because sometimes we even wind up having to let some of those relationships go. There's that part of ourselves that says, I'm only so tolerant of hearing someone's sob story for the 100th, 150th, 200th time, right? That I realize I'm not really serving this loved one by supporting them in this ongoing victimhood, no matter how they've been victimized. There's that time where we say, I love hanging out with this group of people, but I just no longer get excited lifting myself up by putting other people down. I just can't be around it anymore. I love being with this person, but they're so dead set on a worldview that sees people versus people, American versus American, and I can't do that anymore. I have to maintain this consciousness of wholeness. So I love you, but you've got to respect these boundaries, or I can't hang out with you. Right? How many of us have had that experience as we've gone through this faith and this teaching? And hopefully they can respect us, and maybe we still hang out with them, but they can feel there's this disconnection. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You get to be committed to your own growth, and as I'll share in a little bit, because I've been the person on both sides, by setting your boundaries, you can help them grow out of it and grow and deepen. All of us can. You don't have to dim your light in order for anyone else to shine. And it's just as important to remember as well that our lights can never take away, but only add to those who are also shining. Joseph Campbell has this great analogy about consciousness. If you're watching at home, you're going to have to visualize, but if you're right here in the sanctuary, take a look up at all these beautiful lights. It's a little blinding at first. And Campbell tells us that consciousness is like the light, and each of us is like these bulbs. The light of consciousness fills each bulb so that we express the light uniquely, but we're all the same light. We're all the same light. And so part of spiritual practice, meditation, contemplative prayer, gratitude, taking time in the silence and in nature, it's there to help us to realize that we're the bulb and to identify with that, but don't forget to identify as well with the light. How else might we come to an understanding of eternity? How else can we keep our bonds with our loved ones who are no longer with us? How else can we hold hope and wholeness in the midst of tragedy? We have to remember that we're that light. You don't have to remember it more than you're the bulb, but try to see if you can even them out a little bit. The other lesson for me from that analogy is that just like as they say that all the darkness of the world cannot extinguish a single candle's flame, in the same way, when you shine your light, it can never take from, but only add to others. Isn't that good to know? That my light can only add to others, never take away. I was sharing about my own experience being in that pessimistic space. And for a long time, the place where I was most pessimistic in my life was about romantic relationships. And I remember I wanted a successful relationship, and this is even early into my ministry, but I was deathly afraid of commitment, and I had this thing that I wanted the relationship to be perfect all the time. So the moment even the littlest thing would happen, I wouldn't go through the front door. I'd slowly start slipping out the back door. I'm not sure if this is working out. And people would let me go, but there I was, kind of stuck. And then I got to start dating who is now my wife, April. We were old friends, and we started seeing each other. And are you here somewhere, sweetheart? Oh, hi, over there. In the corner hiding where she normally might be no hi. And so we were friends when we started dating again, and it was getting a little bit more serious, which means those little arguments started happening, those little conflicts, and I would start wanting to slip back out the back door. And April had a very clear abandonment issue, and she didn't want someone talking about leaving all of the time. So she set a boundary with me. The boundary: don't talk about leaving unless you're serious. Don't talk about leaving unless you're serious. And I liked it because it wasn't that I couldn't talk about leaving. It's just that if I was going to talk about it, I had to be serious about it. And I'm sure I've made many mistakes on this boundary over the years, but it helped me so much to hang in there. And so a couple months later, I'm in a committed relationship. A couple years later, oh my God, I'm a stepdad to an incredible young boy. A couple years later, oh crap, I'm married. A couple years later, I have this beautiful biological child. Thank you, April. Yeah. Sometimes setting those boundaries that help us to shine our light. It may first create some panic or resentment in someone we love. It may upset the apple cart. But if you really love someone, if you really trust in that light, people will rise up to what that light can be, and it can help you to shine in miraculous and incredible ways. The last point I want to make today is to seek to live from and for your light of aspiration. We've been talking about this series about the different aspects of our constellation of light. Our light of first cause, our light of response, our light of reflection. Your light of aspiration, it's your guiding star. It's maybe something you don't identify with having all the time, but it's something you seek and that you live for and towards, and that you open up to have shine on you. I love how Louisa May Alcott put it, the transcendentalist writer of Little Women. She said, "Far away in the sunshine are my highest aspirations. I may not reach them, but I can look up and see their beauty, believe in them, and try to follow where they lead. And I love that because it helps get us out of destination thinking. It helps us to understand that by following our guiding star, for me, I define it as the highest love. That's something I want to seek and realize in my life. And by following that, what happens is I never reach the star. You don't need to reach the star. But in following it, what grows up in its place are all the opportunities, the connections, the blessings that help us greet our heart to the very heart of life itself. And we begin to see that power greater than we are, that light around us, helping to guide us on our way to realize the best we can our light of aspiration. What I would have you know today, one of the most important metaphysical and spiritual secrets that there are, is when we let go of the destination thinking and begin to see our light of aspiration as something we want to seek to realize in each day. That it's not an end game that we have to withhold fulfillment and happiness for, that it's the opportunity each and every day to realize that highest love, that highest compassion, that highest kindness, that highest consciousness of wholeness for yourself and humanity. When we can commit each day, honoring where we've fallen short, acknowledging it so we can do better, but giving thanks for what was, we begin to get a sense of eternity in our life today. We begin to see that the light at the end of the tunnel is actually the light that's right here where we are, that can be that glow that illuminates that future path that doesn't just give us a great life, but the ability to see and embrace and become the vision for that incredible life. Recognize that we all shine, and let people shine just as they are. Know that you do not have to dim your light for someone else to shine, and that no one's light is better than your own. Realize that when you shine your light, it benefits not just you, but everyone around you, even if they don't see it at first. And follow that light of aspiration. By doing so, you unlock, attract to and from yourself the best in which this life has to offer. So moving to affirmative prayer today, I invite you to join me if you so choose. Here in the Teal Sanctuary at home, invite any of our practitioner prayer partners to stand, knowing that they are available for affirmative prayer right here in church or via online means. And I simply acknowledge myself in this moment and invite each person who chooses to do the same. Being that bulb, being that independent, unique expression of the divine, yet never losing touch with that light that animates my being, is the reason for my becoming, and is that absolute divine truth that I seek. May this light enlighten us now, as we think of all those places in our life that could use a little bit of light, a little bit of truth, a little bit of forgiveness, a little bit of remembering. Knowing that just by being this light with courage and commitment, that there is healing, that there is wholeness, that there is reconnection of what may have seemed fragmented. And being aware of this light, may we bring to mind any person whom we love, who we seek to have this light shine upon today. May we quietly say their names out loud if we choose. Matthew, Harold, Harry. Knowing that in this sanctuary of prayer together, the sanctuary of light, we know that miraculous things occur, that the depth of being comes into touch with the surface of being, and that we experience and reap its benefits each and every day. I give great thanks for the Spirit, for its unique expression, for this diversity of stars that we share in this constellation of this thing called life. May we celebrate these connections and allow them to shine in ways never seen before. In gratitude, we allow it to be, and so it is.
My words speak of comfort and acceptance. My actions spring from a place of wholeness. My light shines on and on. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God.
Yes, you are. Thank you, Denise. What a blessing to have you here today. And I know that many of the songs that we heard today are on a multitude of your wonderful albums, and we can purchase one for ourselves on the way out, or deniserosier.com, I'm guessing. That's right. You can go to if you're watching online. So we're moving into our time of offering, and a few weeks ago, you may remember we did a special text to give to support those recovering from Hurricane Ian, and we didn't raise $1 million, but we raised 1,000 or so, and it was so great. We were connected with a Mile Higher out there who knew someone who lost everything. We were able just to get every dime of that money into that person's pocket to help rebuild their lives again, and just want to thank everyone who gave in that way, or when you give in any way, because I love that our spiritual community is about going wherever we need to do to help uplift people and have them be reminded that they're not alone, that we're with them. And so let's hear it for ourselves, whether you gave or not, for that. Again, thank you to all of our volunteers who give of their time in such incredible ways. Thank you for supporting Mile High Church, whether you do it right here in the sanctuary, whether you do it online, whether you text to give, put money in the basket, mail it in, however it is, it all comes together, and your support helps us to thrive. So thank you so much. Let's take our gift, however we do, and bless it together as we say our offering affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
A lake with a ripple every time it touches down. It might be a single stone, but 1,000 waves come from it alone, stretching out miles around. Where you gonna touch down? How you gonna reach out? What are you sending out without another thought right now? We're all flying at the speed of sound, always climbing, never losing ground. What's at stake is the splash we make every time we touch down. A man gives time to teach in a village. The kids from there head off to college. It's the work of one, moving on and on. Just like that rock skipping across a lake, we send out rings with each choice we make. So pick up your stone and give it a throw. Where you gonna touch
Denise, thank you so much. And Randy, how do you get those sounds? You and Bijou together, and Mike and Rob, we love you. And thank you, Josh, for such a wonderful message. I got to hear it twice. I think I needed it. It was wonderful. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you who are here for the first time. Welcome to Mile High Church. And I will be at our Welcome Center right after the service, right in the middle of our beautiful lobby. And at either end of the lobby, there's resource shelves, and there's information there about Mile High Church. So pick up something about Mile High, and hope you come back. And also our religious science practitioners. No one prays better than these people. And if prayer is calling to you, please make yourself available once the aisle's clear.
Thank you, Dr. Patty. Just a reminder again, we're having a volunteer appreciation event this Friday in the community center at 6. It's Alice in Wonderland theme. Alice will be there, but you don't have to dress up. You can just come and enjoy. And if you're interested in learning more about volunteering, our volunteer leaders are at the table out there. We especially need people in our youth church, most important job that there is in the whole church. So think about that. And for those who could use a little support loving the skin that they're in, Friday, November 4th, Rhonda Britton is coming here for a special event, a self-acceptance celebration. We're so looking forward to that, and you can get your tickets now. With that, just invite you to stand as we say our benediction and sing our peace song. Let us know that the lights that guide also reveal within us the highest truth of who we are. May we live in that light today and tomorrow and on and on. And so it is. Amen.